Under the patronage of His Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad AlKhalifa, the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander and First Deputy Prime Minister, the Great British Advanced Engineering and Innovation event is taking place on the 19th of April at Bahrain's Ritz Carlton Hotel and Spa. Like the 2014 Great British Week, it's no coincidence that this event coincides with the first day of Bahrain's Formula One extravaganza. At what is set to be the start of another display of Britishness, His Excellency British Ambassador Iain Lindsay, OBE, hosted a press conference on the 9th of April, which was also at the Ritz Carlton. Your Excellency, this is an onslaught again, a British onslaught, isn't it?
I hope so. No, it really is. It's fantastic that on the morning of the Grand Prix we're going to have this fantastic event celebrating British excellence in automotive, aeronautical and aerospace engineering here in Bahrain, here at the Ritz Carlton, with some fantastic British companies supporting the venture, Rolls-Royce, McLaren, BAE Systems, National Express, of course, who've just arrived in Bahrain with their buses, and we're also getting such fantastic support from Bahrain. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince agreed to be patron of the event, and the Economic Development Bureau, who helped support our Great British Week last year, are also supporting us. So it's a celebration of British excellence, but it's an indication of that fantastic partnership between the UK and Bahrain that we celebrated for a week last year.
Have you been able to measure the success of that in the long term yet?
I think in terms of we calculated the value, for example, of the advertising, that in essence that we got for the UK, and it was in the region of 10, 12 times larger than the amount of money we put in to put the event together with our sponsors, and I think that's a pretty good indication of the fact that it really had such a huge impact. And as I said to a few people earlier, next year is the actual 200th anniversary, and we're going to be running another Great British Week, probably in the second half of next year, in the autumn of 2016, which hopefully will be bigger and better than last year's event. I think there's a very special relationship between the UK and Bahrain. I think all of us here can feel it on this island. Even though the event we're running on the 19th of April is just a sort of one morning event, it's going to be pretty superb, I think, with McLaren launching 2 of their models. And McLaren, what a great success story that is for UK Bahrain. A great partnership there. And also it's going to be great to have the lads and lassies from St Christopher's School, who are part of the Formula One in Schools campaign globally, who've been so successful in what they've been doing. And I'm just speaking to a few of the youngsters earlier, 3 of them all going into engineering on the back of the Formula One in Schools program they've been involved in. That's fantastic. And we wanted to celebrate Formula One, celebrate advanced engineering, and what better place to do it than here in Bahrain at the Ritz Carlton on the morning of the Grand Prix.
And the 2 new McLarens, this is the first time they've ever been seen together, isn't it?
That's absolutely right, yes. This is very much going to be their launch here in the Gulf. McLaren is a brilliant success story and a very visual success story of that relationship, and I'm delighted that we've got the support of these companies for this event. We couldn't do it without them, but these are great global brands, and to have them backing us on the morning of the Grand Prix is absolutely fantastic.
There's a lot of Britishness about the event, which is not actually resident British, but a full-on curriculum that is. That being the renowned St Christopher's School, where perhaps a little-known project, or competition if you like, takes place every year. Now another little innovative thing here, St Christopher's School's got involved in this. Well, not only this, but they get involved in other things. Let's have a look and see what they do here. Faris, Donovan and...
Nick.
Got it right. Who wants to speak first? Let's have Donovan.
All right. Well, what we're basically doing, the whole program's called F1 in Schools, and we're representing St Christopher's School of Bahrain. We're designing and manufacturing small cars, such as this one, and they're the World Finals in Singapore this year. And each year is in a different country. Last year was in Abu Dhabi. So what we do, we design and manufacture these cars and just present them and race them at the finals.
Well, you could explain that, can't you, Faris? It's like, as I said before when I was talking to you off camera, it's like a little... Oh, you have monster things, you have robot things. This is like a car competition, small car competition, is it?
Yeah, it's essentially Formula One, but on a lot smaller scale. I mean, we have the financial department, the marketing, public relations.
The whole Monty, then?
Yeah, precisely. And we have different people in our team that take care of separate jobs and stuff.
Well, at that moment, do you make any money out of this, Nick?
No, we don't make any money of this. We rely on sponsors to give us all the money to provide the funds to go to Singapore and create the cars, the decals, everything.
So this car, I mean, do they come off the tracks? How fast do these things go? They're powered by what? CO2, you said, yeah?
That's right. There's a little CO2 tube, and it's about a 20-meter track, averaging about these cars run it. Yeah,
20 meters a second.
So essentially in 1 second.
Oh my goodness me! So it's a straight line track.
Straight line track, 20 meters.
Now, are you going to be demonstrating this on the start of Formula One on this great, innovative British?
We will be. Yeah, we'll have a few concept designs. We'll have our whole portfolio and hopefully a few cars to show off as well.
Well, I knew nothing about this. Just last question: have you ever won?
Well, this is our first time. Last year, our team actually came fourth, so we're hoping to.
Your first time personally, but not the first time that the St. Christopher School has entered this.
No.
Not the first time St. Chris has entered.
Who's the brain behind all this?
Nick.
There's no brain behind all this. It's a team effort.
Oh, you mean it's simple, yeah?
No.
No. Come on, there must be some sort of.
He's Nick's head of design.
I'm the design engineer, so I design the car, use the 3D software, and I print it out using the machinery.
Do you do the tests on the 3D wind tunnel and stuff like that as well?
That's right. Competition of flow design. We get all sorts of statistics and just try to build the best car possible.
Thank you very much indeed, boys. Thanks, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Like a biro is a ballpoint pen, a Hoover a vacuum cleaner, and indeed a Coke everything brown and fizzy, JCB is synonymous with plant equipment. And we don't mean tomatoes. Almost everywhere in the world we see JCB diggers, tractors, forklifts, you name it, in action around the clock. And it's a great British product that's actually been present in Bahrain for a very long time. And perhaps a little unsung, JCB is indeed an essential part of setting up the F1 event. I'm going to talk to Bassem Al-Alawi, who's the agent here for JCB Engineering. He belongs to a company called GET, or G-E-T. Bassem, this is unusual for you. Good morning. It's unusual for you to be doing something like this, isn't it, so publicly?
Not really. We started this event started actually about 16 or 17 years ago, and it was also in the Ritz Carlton, so we're not very new to it. And at that time, Prince Charles attended it as well, so that was the first British week. Then there was a lapse, but we're happy to here. We're happy to participate in such events. JCB is a leader in innovation. It's still a private company. It's still one of the few profitable British heritage-owned companies, and we're proud to be associated with them for the last 45 years.
Well, when you think of JCB, you think of like vacuum cleaner, everybody calls it a Hoover, a ballpoint pen is a biro.
Correct.
A digger or an engineering piece of equipment is what? It's a
JCB, yeah. Our competitors, they don't like it because people go to them and they say, we want a JCB, and they say, look, we don't sell JCBs. They say, yeah, but we want a JCB. So it's become a household famous name, and it means quality, it means reliability, like the other companies you've mentioned.
So here, but this is quite public for you now, this particular exhibition, conference.
Yes, we support the BIC every year. We supply them with telehandlers, the machines that lift the cars in case the cars spin or have an accident, etc. So we're very much involved with Formula One, yes.
That's an interesting thing that I was going to say. You can't race JCBs around the track for a start. It's completely the opposite. But you're down there actually involved in all their work.
Exactly. Even though JCB have a digger which has a huge engine on, and they use it for drag racing in the States, so they are involved. And JCB's designed the fastest diesel-powered car, the Diesel Max, which in Salt Lake City, I think, it exceeded 360 miles an hour. So they've got the world record for the fastest production diesel engine car.
You'll have to send us some pictures of that, my man.
We will, definitely.
Bassem, I wish you all the best with this, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If hundreds of millions of people watch the BBC's Top Gear programme, pre-Clarkson, then it's safe to say that an event like this could capitalise on a larger audience, if there was a considerable amount of glamour attached. McLaren have certainly managed to capture that interest, and two incredibly exciting new models are going to be seen at this event. And I'm talking about the cars, not the gorgeous handlers. Well, as well. If a new McLaren doesn't whet your appetite for a little Britishness, then don't try sneaking around the back in your Cherry. Iain Gorsuch, he's the Regional Director for McLaren Middle East, and he's here in Bahrain, of course. Iain, now, this is the first time these two McLarens that you're going to be putting out to the public at the event, the F1 event, the first time they've been seen together, isn't it?
That's correct, in the world. So we released the 675 LT in Geneva about a month ago, and then just a few days ago, the 570S was released to the world in New York. And then it's great to have the two cars together as part of the Great British Week.
Is it still a secret until that time exactly what the difference is between the two?
Very significant difference, because the 675 LT is a limited run part of what we call the Super Series of cars. So what we've done at McLaren, we have the Ultimate Series, which consists of the sold out awesome P1 and the P1 GTR, the mind-boggling P1 GTR. Then Super Series, the 650S, which we have a version of here, 650S Coupe inspired a 675 LT, and then the first of the Sports Series, so McLaren moving into from supercars to sports cars, is the 570S.
And just a quick slip in there, I heard it, the P1 sold out. That was the one we featured in the Great British Week last year.
Yeah, only 375 for the world. Last production is in June, but they've all been sold out. And then we're doing a very, very limited run of the mind-boggling P1 GTR, and that's pretty much sold out.
I mean, these are so fast, these cars. You can say where they were sold?
All over the world, globally, and that's what's great, is that we've now become a global car company over the last 4 or 5 years.
Now, what about these two cars? You said the significant difference. Which is the fastest one of the two?
Oh, well, both are super fast, but the 675 LT that will be on display is, of course, that'll get from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 3 seconds, where the 570S is at 3.2 seconds. But what's really mind-blowing is the 570S will get to 200 kilometers an hour in 9 seconds, but the 675 LT will get to 200 kilometers an hour in 7 seconds. It's about having a carbon tub, carbon chassis, mid-engine, two-seater sports cars.
Any news on the engines? Any secrets on the engines or what they are?
Well, all of them are 3.8 twin turbo, but they're all slightly different engines. There will be 30-40% difference between the engines between the 675 LT and a 570S, but they all deliver awesome power.
I remember Jeremy Clarkson talking about the P1. He's not going to be able to talk about these, but what do you think he'd say?
Well, you can look at the quotes that he had about the P1, and I can't swear on your microphone, but yes, he really enjoyed it.
He certainly did. It was good. Iain, thanks very much indeed for that.
Great. Many thanks, Gabe. Thank you.
Sponsored by the Bahrain Economic Development Board, EDB, the Great British Advanced Engineering and Innovation event will be hosting an interactive conference along with an exhibition of Britain's finest, both hard and software, and Formula One in schools. Along with McLaren Automotive, exhibitors will include McLaren Applied Technologies, Rolls-Royce Aerospace and BAE Systems, both having a very high profile in the region, JCB and National Express, the latter now busy with the new public bus service in Bahrain. The Great British Advanced Engineering and Innovation event runs until 1 p.m. on the 19th of April at the Ritz Carlton Bahrain. Registration desks are open from 7:45 in the morning, followed by a great buffet breakfast, followed by a media briefing, welcome notes and speeches, which will include EDB Chief Executive Khalid Al-Romehi, who will then tour the event with the British Ambassador, leading dignitaries, government ministers, Chairman of the Bahrain British Business Federation and visiting VIPs. Conference speakers will include Darren Goddard, Head of Vehicle Engineering at McLaren Automotive, Jason Sutcliffe, Marketing Director from Rolls-Royce Aero, Maureen McHugh, who is Head of Research and Technology with BAE Systems, and Mark Kipling, who is the Overseas Director at the International Division for National Express. Presentations begin at 11 a.m. This is Geg Hopkins for Bahrain Television.